Hello, Larry Levinson here, welcoming you back to the final session of our marketing series for financial professionals. Today we're going to talk about what I've sometimes called stealth marketing, but this time I'm calling it marketing without access to your website. Some of us work in organizations where we are simply not going to get access to the corporate website. However, it's crazy not to have a website for marketing, even if it's a personal professional website that you use just for business. So we're going to talk a little bit about that dynamic right now before we dive into today's slides. If you need to have your own personal professional website, you can create a marketing funnel from that. This requires you produce content, and that content needs to live somewhere. That'll be on your personal professional site. If you don't have a personal professional site, and if you can't get access to a corporate website, or if you just simply don't want to have a personal professional site, you can blow out your LinkedIn and Facebook company pages and add everything you want, particularly in Facebook. Add everything you want to Facebook. But you'll need a few things. You need to have a very clear value proposition and a deep understanding of the specific thing that your client is hiring you to do, the specific job that they want done for them. You can use Facebook to generate and record your PR efforts, run a contest, run a pay-per-click campaign. You must create a lot of native video on Facebook and YouTube for this to work. With no website, video is going to be one of your main communication tools. You could create a blog on Medium and read, write, and share stories that matter there. You can network with micro-influencers on Facebook, and you can guest blog. So all those kinds of things could be done simply on Facebook. It's going to be a little tough to build an email list, but I'd recommend you do that via a Facebook tab also. Then you can use email marketing and even cold email marketing. We've talked about that previously. You could also get published in local magazines. For example, here in my town, we have a fairly new publication. It's about 3 years old, called Prescott Woman. It's a glossy publication. It's well read. It comes out 6 times a year. And it's not just for women. Men read it too, but it's called Prescott Woman. And they're always looking for advertisers/contributors. So the way that one works is if you buy a half space ad, you can write an article. And then, of course, you'd write an article about your services. Be sure you understand your user, provide something of value. All the things that we've talked about so far in this series will apply to this Facebook-only approach. But remember, if you do this, you really have no control over those platforms, over Facebook or LinkedIn for that matter. Your website provides you with a centralized and a relatively controllable hub where you can funnel all of your sales activities and guide someone who's looking for your services through the process of educating themselves and why you're the best choice to help them. This is much harder to do when you don't have a website, but it can be done. So we've seen this figure before. All these different areas of marketing feed into a personal website or blog. You really want to put your call to action everywhere. So you want to use that in all of these 7 different areas of marketing, from email right around the circle to local search and local marketing. You can put your offer in a slide deck and host it on SlideShare. You could make your offer in a PDF and host it on Google Drive. You could host your spreadsheet checklist on Google Drive. So be sure, if you do use Google Drive for that, be sure to set your settings so that anyone who has the link can download the item. Otherwise, that doesn't work. But there are places you can put your offer besides on the website. That's the main thing I want to let you know here. You could send your offer to existing clients and ask them to share it with a friend. Use every form of marketing you can to capture new names and email addresses, add them to your email list, and let your email automation system send out your offer. You could co-sponsor a contest with a complementary business and email contest information to both businesses' email lists. You could use your email automation system to drip emails out after your prospects download your offer. All different ways you could market without a website or with only Facebook or with a personal professional website. Social media is going to be real important here. You really want to leverage social media using Facebook and LinkedIn to help people who have financial concerns, to showcase your expertise, and to occasionally promote your offer. You could create your own Facebook group around a topic of interest to your perfect client. You can blog on a free blogging platform. I mentioned Medium a couple minutes ago. Add a little profile information about you and link to one of your offers. You can create very short 2 to 3 minute videos. Don't make these long videos. People won't watch them all. Keep them short. Host them on YouTube, share them in your posts, and on Facebook. Here we see a YouTube video about how to start a blog on blogger.com for beginners. It's the perfect kind of thing to publish if you're interested in educating people about blogging. Of course, you'd pick a different topic applicable to your business. Blogger.com is Google's free publishing platform for bloggers to share words, images, and video. So this gal, Erica, posted this video blog, I guess you'd call it, but posted a video on YouTube, how to start a blog on Blogger.com. And I'm sharing it, at least the picture of it, here with you. So she posted a short video that answered a question that her perfect clients always ask. How do I start a blog? I found a video and shared it with you. What if that was your video? That's how easy it is to get traction on YouTube. You can also be a guest blogger. Guest blogging is when you blog on someone, or you write an article, you blog, same thing. When you write an article on someone else's website for them. So you could be a guest blogger on Entrepreneur magazine. You could be a guest blogger in Forbes. You could be a guest blogger for the daily newspaper. There's lots of places in your community where you could be a guest blogger and get read by your perfect client. But that's the critical thing. Just putting out guest blog posts is not worth the time. Put them only on platforms where your perfect client goes to read. You could host a webinar. Could be how to choose a retirement planner, or trust and estates, or Social Security, the impact of waiting. Make sure it's based around your perfect client's questions and concerns. Choose a free or inexpensive webinar platform. Think about how many people you want to have, how best to invite them. Do you want to record the webinar? If so, how are you going to do that? Think about these things ahead of time and pick a platform that meets your needs. Make sure your webinar addresses the concerns and problems of your perfect client. Provide them with worksheets or questionnaires as is appropriate to your topic. And be sure to set up a follow-up email campaign to further elaborate on their concerns. This should be about 5 emails over the next 2 weeks. Press releases and PR. We've talked about Haro, helping out a reporter. Use a press release for all of your events, including webinars. Run a press release about a community organization that you support. Lots of different ways you can use press releases in the local media. Print advertising. Nope, can't help you with that one. Sorry about that. Pay-per-click. You could run a pay-per-click campaign as long as it's hyper-focused on your perfect client. I'd start in Facebook. I'd set a small budget, play with it, track results, see what works and what doesn't. You can also do a pay-per-click campaign using AdWords Express with only a contact number. So in other words, you don't need a website for that. They can just call a phone number right from AdWords Express, right from your little ad in AdWords Express. So that's pretty cool. If that would work for you, give it a try. I mean, literally for $100, you could experiment with it and see if it works for you or not. You need to have a website, really. I mean, that would just make life so much easier. But either way, we've talked about email, social media, press releases, print advertising, not so much, and pay-per-click. Let's take a look at some other things you can do to market your business. The first is local search. Let's look at how Google views local search. Search engines are committed to returning the most relevant results for every query. Google is continually trying to interpret local intent and wants to deliver search results, local search results when it does. For instance, if someone types ATM and a city name or a neighborhood, then she almost certainly wants to get money out of a 24-hour banking machine. And for that to happen, it must be located physically close to her. So that's how local search works. So for example, I'm looking for a Mexican restaurant. I see there's this place called Garcia's Mexican Restaurant. There's a map on how to get there. It says there's happy hour drinks, small plates, quick bites. It's 1.8 miles away from me, and it's kid friendly. Well, I don't have any kids at home, but I suppose that's good to know. So I look a little further into this, and I see that Garcia's Mexican Restaurant has missed a big opportunity. They don't own their own listing on Google Business. And if you don't have a website, you're not going to get found in Google. It's that simple. There's no way around it. No website, no Google search, not happening. So you really need to consider a personal professional website if you can't get access to your corporate website. Let's talk a little bit more about Google Business. It's free. First of all, that's the most important thing to know. It's free. Secondly, it's really, really, really easy to use. It complements your existing website by providing a public identity that ranks right at the top of the page of people who type in financial services business or whatever you list your business as. So it's really excellent to have. It's mobile and responsive. So your Google My Business listing automatically adjusts to look great on every screen, whether it's a computer screen, a tablet, or a phone. If you want, Google can give you a custom domain for that. So you can get a web address that reflects your business right from Google. It's a custom domain. It's just for you, and it's for your Google My Business account. You don't have to do that. It's an option. Your website automatically updates with info from your Google listing, so it's always up to date. You easily can manage it from any device, including a smartphone. So while you're on the go, if you want to make some changes, for example, to your office hours because it's Thanksgiving week, then you can do that, preferably not while you're driving, but you can do that from your cell phone wherever you are. It's AdWords Express ready. Remember I said you could have AdWords Express call you at a phone number or have people who click call you at a phone number automatically. So that's built into Google My Business. And you can post updates on your Google listing, and that impacts search and maps also. So it's really a great free tool. It'll take you 15 or 20 minutes to set it up. Very much worth doing. Best of all, it's free, and since you're at the top of the search results, you can't argue with that, right? Right. You can set it up in 3 simple steps. Here they are: create, edit, publish. Very easy. These are things I already mentioned. Check out this URL, google.com/business/how-it-works, and it'll explain everything you need to know about working with Google My Business. I recommend this for everybody. Remember here, don't try to look big. You're not a marketing agency. You're not a Fortune 1000 company. You're not a Fortune 500 company. You're a small business. Don't try to look big. Be professional, but it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to be a little bit funky. Maybe not this funky, but funky is sometimes good. Remember to measure results. If you're going to spend the time and money to send an ad or send emails, know exactly what you're getting out of it. Send ad traffic to a dedicated 800 number if you want, or to a web page. Watch your email open rate and click-through rate. This is all about saving you dollars and not having to repeat stuff over and over again. You really want to track the results so you can create systems rather than one-off efforts, as we talked about last week. Have a scalable and repeatable process for your marketing. Define goals and objectives. We talked about SMART goals. Identify the tools you're going to use. In your industry, probably social networks are the tools. Create the steps Create all the steps that are going to go into using those tools. That's probably a content calendar of some sort. And then measure, 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 measure. Evaluate and adjust as you need, and repeat. Rinse and repeat, round and round. Make sure you're using SMART goals, like add 150 new names to my email list this month. That's a SMART goal. It's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. You have to automate your marketing to save time and increase effectiveness. And we've talked about some of the tools to do that. MailChimp, certainly one of my favorites. Buffer, having a content calendar. Use Google Drive to store your stuff or to park your materials that you're using as downloads. SlideShare, great place to store stuff, great place to add slides. Links, SlideShare is now owned by LinkedIn, so that's a nice element too if you're using LinkedIn for your marketing. We've talked about Haro. We've talked at length about Google My Business. These are all tools you can use to help build your business. Again, it doesn't take long to set all this up. Each one of these you could have set up in probably 15 or 20 minutes. Do one a week over 7 weeks, you're using them all. Here are some resources for you. This week they both happen to be from Thrive Hive, which has a lot of good resources on it, but I picked out two specifically that are going to work for you. The Facebook Marketing for Business Owners is a really excellent ebook on how best to use Facebook to communicate your message and drive new clients to your phone, to your meetings, to your presentations. LinkedIn Marketing for Small Business, lots of different tips in there. Very interesting ways that they're showing on how to develop some search engine optimization value out of LinkedIn. So I leave you those two resources to explore on your own. It's been a great 6 weeks. I've enjoyed presenting all this information to you. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is below. Thank you very, very much, and happy marketing.